The Crooked Anchor Season 3, Episode 15, Open Wide. Brian had been locked in an escalating battle of wills with Gunther for over an hour. "Open your mouth, Gunther. Show me what you've got in there," he pleaded, crouched in front of the dog like a desperate dentist. "He's swallowed my pint," Pete claimed, pacing in a small circle nearby. David leaned on the bar, calmly polishing a glass. "Pete, your pint is right there, untouched, still cold." Pete narrowed his eyes at the pint, slowly reaching toward it, like it might vanish. No, that's not mine. Mine had a different aura." Brian gave up arguing with both dog and man. He was sweating, Gunther was panting, and neither of them was backing down. From the basement emerged Raymond, covered in cobwebs and motor oil. "What's all the fuss, lads?" he asked. "Gunther's keeping secrets," Brian grumbled, "and Pete thinks he's developed pub-specific object delusion again." Raymond smiled like he'd been waiting for this moment his whole life. "Don't worry, I've got just the thing." And with a cheerful whistle, he descended back into the dark unknown. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted, a chill in the air, the sound of perfectly polished loafers against the pavement. A shadow passed the window. The pub door opened with precision. A man in his 60s entered, tall, iron-backed, radiating the raw, unfiltered energy of a man who's permanently disappointed in everyone younger than him. He made his way to the bar and without hesitation sat in Brian's seat. Brian, still knelt before Gunther, looked up, blinking. "Excuse me, mate, that's my seat. I'm trying to get my dog to open his mouth. I think you'll find I'm sitting here now." The man didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. Brian nodded, confused. "Yes, quite right, sorry." He had no idea why he'd said that. David squinted, then gasped, "Oh my God, you're my old headmaster, Mr. O'Doddy?" The man smiled with the kind of warmth only achievable after decades of assigning detentions. Now, David, no need for titles. Call me Graham." David chuckled awkwardly. Right. Still teaching?" "I'm always teaching," Graham replied with the serene menace of a man who once suspended a child for blinking sarcastically. David moved behind the bar. "Can I get you a cider?" "Call me Mr. O'Doddy. What's 7,373 divided by 56? David hesitated, hoping it was a joke. "Can I interest you in our local?" "You got a D in mathematics, David. I expect you to be practicing," Graham said without blinking. In the kitchen, Warren and Clifford had devolved into chaos. "I can juggle 5 meatballs. I can juggle 11. You're using 2 hands, you cheat. It's called ambidextrous excellence, Clifford." Back in the bar, Graham turned to David again. "What's the capital of China?" Before David could say anything, from above, "Scotland!" Biggins squawked from the rafters, a peanut shell tumbling after his voice. Graham looked up without humour. "Ah, the class clown. See me in my office after lunch." Raymond returned triumphantly from the cellar, cradling a car jack. "Here you go, Brian. This'll get that dog open like a tin of pilchards." Brian looked deeply unsettled. "I'd rather not injure the dog, thanks." Graham turned, eyes gleaming. "Raymond, what's the circumference of Venus?" Without missing a beat, 38,025 kilometers. Graham stood up, beaming. "Jolly good, there is still hope." He raised an imaginary glass to the ceiling, saluted no one in particular, and walked out the door with a purposeful stride. "Pratt," Biggins muttered under his breath. Suddenly, Gunther gave a gagging noise, overwhelmed by Raymond's scent. His mouth popped open. Brian dove in and pulled out a folded note. He opened it. It read 131.667142886. Everyone stared. "What the hell does that mean?" Pete asked. Brian stared into the distance. I think that was my pint price, plus VAT."